It's time to transform our lives. Second by second, you lose the opportunity to become the person you want to be. Whether it's snowing or not, stop making excuses. Take charge. I'm tired of feeling average and undisciplined, hating the fact that I should be attacking my life. But doom scrolling seems so much more gratifying. Here's my New Year's resolution. For the third year in a row, I fail to fulfill it. As I explain to the people around me how I'm going to do great things with my life. This is a cycle I'm tired of. Are you tired of that label? I get angry at myself when I think about how far ahead I could be in my life if it wasn't for all the procrastinating and false promises I made to myself. Why wouldn't you want to try to go as hard as you could every chance you get? I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Sick of operating at 20% of my potential, and sick of feeling like I'm letting myself down. What scares me most is the thought, what if I wake up one day and it's too late to achieve my dream because I wasted so much time? But then again, what if, for the first time in my life, I gave it everything I had? What if I can pull this off? What if I was relentlessly committed to the mission? He looked at me and said, there's only been 35 African Americans in 70 years who made it through. You know what I said to myself. What if I can be the 36? How much would be possible? Every time I start doing things I don't want to do, I grow. Yes. So if you want to join me in becoming the most disciplined, upgraded version of yourself this winter, welcome to the Pain Zone. It's where we live. I propose to you the Level 90 Challenge. For the next 90 days, I dare you to become the person you feel like you've been falling short of, and build a discipline muscle that will help you succeed in all areas of your life. So every day for the next 90 days, I will be completing all of these tasks in order to gain the discipline I really need to achieve the goals I've set for myself. Because, quite frankly, if the 16-year-old version of me analyzed me right now, I believe he would be disappointed with how much time I've wasted. I want to become someone who the younger me would have looked at as an inspiration. And right now, I'm so far off that. So for that reason, I am making sure this winter is personal. For the next 90 days, I will be working out for at least 1 hour every day. For me, this will consist of 5 gym sessions and 2 cardio sessions. Working out is non-negotiable. It changes everything. The physical benefits from working out are great, but what I like even more are the mental benefits. The feeling you get from walking out of a workout you felt you couldn't complete is incomparable. Working out is the base that builds everything. By working out, our discipline muscle will grow, our bodies will improve, and the perception we hold about ourselves will be elevated. And when we consistently stick to doing this workout every day for the next 90 days, it's going to be hard to not keep our discipline in the other areas of our lives because we will have learned to push through that suck factor and we won't want to let ourselves down. During this transformative period, it's key that we wake up before 6:30 a.m. This is pretty self-explanatory, but by waking up at this time, not only will you enhance your discipline muscle to another level, you will be completely ahead of your competition. Most people wake up rushed and stressed and get completely overrun by the morning because they weren't prepared. There's a reason there's so many cliché quotes about how waking up early makes you successful. So there's a quote that I live by: early to bed, early to rise, makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. While I've been doing this the last few months, and I can assure you, it will transform your life. As soon as you wake up, immerse yourself in cold water, either in the form of an ice bath or a cold shower. You probably already know about this by now, but the benefits are just astounding. When you get into cold water, as long as you don't stay in there to the point where you start becoming hypothermic, you actually are increasing your metabolism and body heat. there's a huge increase in dopamine release, very long-lasting. 2.5x is the amount of dopamine that's triggered by the use of cocaine. But the difference is, cocaine has a very sharp peak on it, and then it falls. After these 90 days, I want to have upgraded myself so much that my mentality is unrecognizable. And to achieve that, we've got to eat the frog. Obviously, not literally. But this is a concept where you complete the hardest task of the day immediately. This is something I'm glad to have in this challenge, because the old me was a master procrastinator. Instead of sitting down and editing that video or working out, I'd just flick to a new tab and go through YouTube recommended. I'd get stuck there for hours. And what about those tweets that needed to be read? I was a master procrastinator. But during these next 90 days, that will all change, because I'm going to start attacking my life with purpose. Normality is what weak people call living. I call it that you want to be great. You want to be the baddest ever at what you do. You could be misunderstood by everybody because you're going to be so obsessed and so driven to get there. That's what it takes. But wait, none of these challenges are going to change anything if we aren't holding the correct mindset. During this winter, how are we going to stay consistent if our mindset is totally off? During my recent workouts, the 40% rule keeps popping up in my head when I'm struggling in the set. This is a rule by David Goggins. When we feel like quitting or the objective is just too difficult, you have to realize that you are only at 40% of your potential. And once you overcome that 40% barrier, your energy becomes limitless. Have you ever been out on a run, and at the start, you don't know how you're going to complete this run because the end seems so far away? But you keep pushing, and suddenly, it feels like you can run with that pain all day. This is essentially you overcoming the 40%. So, when you feel like quitting and giving up on any task, remember that you are only at 40% of your output, and there's so much more left in you. Also, get angry that you aren't where you want to be in life. I'm pissed off at the old me for holding myself back. But instead of hating and beating myself up over it, I'm just going to use that anger as fuel for this transformation. And I'm coming for everything that I've left on the table, because at the end of the day, it really is you. Nobody else really cares if you really achieve your dreams. And when you're stopping procrastinating tasks like me, making this video, for example, I kept putting it off, but I realize it really is you against yourself. And it's time for us to start being the you that wins that battle. So, for the next 90 days, I'm going to be completing 2 hours of deep work minimum a day, and I will be cutting out cheap dopamine. I really feel like I can grow on this platform if I'm consistent and I put in the work. That's why doing 2 hours of deep work consistently every day is going to greatly benefit me and whatever you're pursuing. Also, make this a non-negotiable for yourself. Inconsistency is something that has constantly plagued me. 1 week, I will be super consistent, crushing all my tasks. But then the next week, I can't seem to break the invisible barrier that won't let me start into my work. I'll wait and wait until I've wasted a week, and the cycle repeats. So for that reason, I want to build consistency as a strong habit for myself, as I feel it will take me to the next level. During this winter, I've said this in some of my other videos, but cutting out cheap dopamine is up there with some of the greatest life hacks. It completely rewires your reward system. Instead of getting your dopamine releases from doom scrolling, processed foods, and gaming, you get your dopamine from achieving your goals, from a hard workout, and ultimately from tasks that require a level of effort. This will cause your brain to want to do these tasks more often, because that's where it's receiving its dopamine from. This is essentially what people mean by the term resetting your brain for success. Once you train your brain in this way, hard tasks become enjoyable and so much more rewarding. Look, I would be completely lying if I said these next 90 days aren't going to be challenging as bleep. I'm the best at procrastinating, putting off my tasks, feeling sorry for myself. But as they say, nothing changes if nothing changes. And man, am I changing this winter arc. What I'm saying is, I'm always waiting for everything to be perfect before I live my life. As soon as these things line up, I'm going to live my life. You know, Dustin Poirier noticed that about me, and he said to me point blank, he said, "Hey, you can't wait for everything to be perfect to start living your life. Let's attack our lives right now with a level 90 challenge. And remember, this winter is personal. See you in the next one if you subscribed."